Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Saturday. Saturday is the quirky asset of the day, and today's you're going to like if you are into girls that wear thongs. Not that sort of thong. But before we do anything with assets, we'll have a look at today's map. Today's map's by a creator we've not dealt with before. It's a promising map. It does have a bit of a deal breaker in there, but if you can get past the deal breaker, then I think it's going to be a map that a lot of you will enjoy. But before we crack on and do the map, there's something that we do quite regularly on today's show, on every show, on this show, and it's something that I like to call a daily reminder. So here's your daily reminder. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Morain by ... aka Sebastian. So I think we'll call you Sebastian from now on. Yes, so it's a good looking map from up here. Even the start square looks quite promising, but the highway is just entering in that bottom corner. Very usable. The terrain height's very flat, so if you want to do big city, that is probably quite tasty as well. And then if we go on over to the resources are quite usable also. A little bit of oil field painting, but I guess you can use that. Off to the workshop, we're using Pidalmo's regular temperate theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. Nothing else is required. Or is it? Oh, I love doing that. Yes, there's one comment on the workshop page, and I couldn't see any issues with it, but I did a little bit of research and I found the problem. We are going to fix the problem today once we get to it. Something to look forward to. So anyway, the highways a little bit of glitching because of the distance between the highways, and also there's a little bit wibbly wobbly going on with the highways as well. You'll notice that as we go along, they're not perfectly straight, and that shows up even more so because of, oh look, there's a bush in the road. Yeah, that shows up even more so because of the glitching between the highways. You can see the way they're drifting to and fro there, and you can spot that. In the style of if the highways were further apart, that would be less evident that there's a bit of drifting going on. Yeah, a millimetre or two here or there doesn't normally show up, but it does in that glitching. So anyways, the Pidalmo theme, we don't often see this theme from Pidalmo, and it's a very nice theme. Understated, all jinky janky there. Very understated theme, and I like it a lot actually. The cliffs are a little bit on the muddy side, but as you can tell on the right hand side underneath the subscribe button. Have you hit the subscribe button yet? Well, you should do. Okay, first intersection is like this. I don't mind this. This is okay. It's not the tidiest we've ever seen, but it's not too bad. All the slopes are pretty nice. No pillars in the road. It's not quite centrally balanced, but it's okay. We have got a little bit of road glitching there, though. Tiny little bit of road glitching. Pull back far enough, you'll be seeing Blue Mantle from that. Anyway, from there, we go from the single highways up into the double highways, which is nice merging. Except for, well, these are mass transit. Yes. So, and we've got some slightly encroaching trees, which in some places don't matter too much, but as we go along the highway, you'll find there are some that encroach quite badly. Oh, this is a potential start square, sorry, this is one that encroaching a little bit too much there, I think. But yes, this is a potential secondary start location. It's not the start square, we'll work our way around towards that. And quite a nicely done bridge, if I say so myself. Yes, 3 lanes down to 2. So, mass transit. If you don't have mass transit DLC, or you have it but you don't have it active because you're trying to save on a bit of RAM, these roads won't appear. And if these roads don't appear, then you're going to get traffic coming from one direction, which is the comment that turned up in the on the workshop. So that person who commented, here is the problem, you need the mass transit DLC, or you need to unlock all the tiles and replace all these roads with something more appropriate for yourselves. 2 lanes going into 3 lanes, and then 3 lanes and a slip lane is all right, I guess. But what we got coming down this way is 3 lanes and 1 slip road. That's 4 lanes going into 2. Don't like that quite so much. And that's the same over here as well. 4 lanes going into 2 at an awkward angle as well. Not so pretty. Another perfect looking bridge. I'm skipping over this bridge, but it's actually quite nice. Let me show you this. Apart from that pillar being slightly non-aligned by that bank there, everything else about that bridge looks and feels absolutely lovely. That's an excellent piece of work there. Even going over the rail nicely as well. Slight bit of road glitching going on there. That is minor stuff and very easily fixed. And then we've got 4 lanes, 5 lanes wide there. That's quite hearty. And then merging down into 3 again. I think the lane merging could do with a little bit of work on this map. It's not a game breaker, it's not a deal breaker, but not having the 2-lane highway would be, of course. Right, a little bit of drifting again between the highways. Again, evident because they're so close together, but not quite close enough together. Does that make enough sense? Yeah, I think this map would look a lot better if the highways were literally touching, mildly overlapping. Oh, this bridge here, love this. This bridge has got a beautiful arc on it. Not just the up and down, but the curve in the road as well. Everything about that bridge I love. See, credit where it's due. That is a very nice piece of work. Right, on down towards the next intersection. This is your start square intersection now. And oh, look at the wibble wobble going on here. and then you've got quite a steep up ramp there, which could be smoothed out quite nicely. But it'll do. It'll have to do because that's what we've got. And the intersection looks quite nice at first glance, but there are a few grumbles to be had with it. For example, coming out here, you've got an up ramp that goes to merge in here, and then just goes straight back down again. Couldn't we just run along the side of the highway and merge in at ground level? I think that's what they would have done, you know. And then we'll nip across this perfect little lovely little suspension bridge into the start square, which looks very enticing, got to say very enticing. And prepare yourselves for Linda. Here she is. We have 4 variants of Linda, the street food vendor by Shredra. We'll get a closer look at Linda in her 4 guises in just a moment. I'll start off with a factoid, because factoids. On today's date, November the 16th, probably the greatest meteor shower in the history of all time occurred on this night in 1966. There's Linda. In the skies above the northern part of the Pacific Ocean. At one point, there were more than 2,000 meteors a minute passing overhead. Ah, look, it's Tropico t-shirt. Very nice. And then we've also got, I like this last one. Ready? It's Grumpy Cat. Oh, that's great work from Shredra there. Great work. Yes, 2,000 meteorites a minute in 1966. Well, it can't be global warming back then, could it? No, that doesn't cause meteorites. I'm just kidding you. Hi, Linda. Look at the way she's waving at us. It's lovely. Anyway, there you go. Linda, the street food. Oh, she's wearing thongs, or flip-flops, as we call them over here. Linda, the street food vendor. By Shredra. Today's assets of the day. Yeah, they're props. You pop them down. She doesn't move. She's frozen, but she does look good in screenshots because she's very photogenic. There you go. Again, we go elevated here, and then we just go straight back down to ground again. I think that that could have just been kept down to ground level as well. And we'll just nip over and have a look at the rail in a moment. Yeah, so it's not the slickest looking intersection for your start square, but it does work. It's practical, isn't it? It's definitely practical. Okay, right, so rail. What can I tell you about the rail? We've got some ongoing issues with encroaching foliage with the rail, leaning over the catenary wires like that, and encroaching where the trains would go as well, which is not so pleasing. Got another one here, and we're not going to stop for every one of them. We'll skip over. We might have a look at a few more a bit later on when it gets quite crowded a little bit later on as well. But yeah, I think you can probably work out the theme behind the rail on this one. But saying all of this, look around. It's quite a lovely scenic looking. Oh, hang on. If we nip up here, we've got everybody's favourite factory. I know you like me singing that. I've got such a lovely singing voice, haven't I? Said no one ever. Nice bit of detailing there. That works quite nicely, and a little bit of wetlands on the left there. Yes, the whole point of doing these travelling down all the networks, if you're newish to the show, is as much as anything just to show you what the map looks like in different areas. Just gives you a real feel for the map as a whole, and also shows you how much networking there is to play with as well. Got some encroaching around the start of the bridge there as well. I like this loop around here. This is very tidy, and that goes off towards the edge of the map in that direction. And the quicker route to the edge of the map is this way, so we'll go this way just because it's closer. You can see we've got a little bit of rail glitching going on there, and then we have got trees. I'm liking the tree work. I just think it's too close. That's your problem. Generally it's very, very lovely. Just the overhang is well, it's killing me. It's killing me, I tell you. But yes, I like the just like the networking on this map. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect, but it's playable. It just makes you want to get in there and start building cities, and that's a plus. That's definitely a plus for any map in the game, which is a city builder game. We've got a lot more foliage down here. A lot of foliage down here. What if we're going to meet an oncoming train? I think we might get away with it, you know. Anyways, let's do... as we're dropping through, let's do an intermission, shall we?
Are you fed up with random vanilla buildings spawning in random locations? Do you want a specific type of building in a particular zone? Then you need the beginner's guide to theme management. Click the information button below.
We head back to Morain by Sebastian ... Shipping route goes, well, down the rivers, and it looks quite cool, but these bridges are a fraction too low for vanilla shipping, so the cruiser especially is definitely going to go crunching through them. Speaking of cruisers, here's one right here. We're not going to go and watch it crunch through. We can see that is definitely too tall for one of those. Anyway, that's the shipping. The water flow. We'll check the main river route that comes down past the start square. We've got a divergence there, but it does come back together a little bit further on down the river, past the start square there, and there is a light water flow going on down past the start square. It's fine. It's not dramatic. It's not exciting. It just does the job. I guess that's all we can really ask for. Then it all merges. In fact, the river does run downstream for the entire length of the river, which is quite nice to see. A rarity, I would say. Really nice vibe to the map. Very, very nice vibe to the map. We have got some fields, and the hedgerows again is more of a nod to hedgerows than actual hedgerows. And I think they've been done very well indeed. Just enough trees down here to like darken the ground with that forestry colour and just make it just pop a little bit more. Even the like I say, the trees down the line, apart from the fact they are encroaching onto the line, I think they add a lovely aesthetic to the map as well. If you look at the trees here, look, they're actually on the hill, not the areas you like to be building. And so again, I think that's good detail work as well. I do like this area as well. I'm not sure what it's exactly meant to be, and there's some slightly glitchy looking terrain work like this little dell going on there, but that said, the whole area's got just an interesting different vibe to it. And if you've got park life, then maybe turn this into some sort of park area. Quite like that idea. We've got a very lovely looking lake here as well. Again, really helps by having a good choice of themes, so all credit there. And then down here we've got this long island, a lot of stuff washed up on the island, including the ship. We have the jetty and some abandoned buildings. The jetty just sticking up a little bit out of the sand, and easily done. We'll just choose that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little taps of down the page down button, and that's a little bit cleaner as well. But all told, definitely not the worst. We've seen much worse than that. So anyway, what do you think of this map? Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Oh, only you can decide that one. What am I trying to decide? I'm trying to decide where it'd be a good screenshot. This lake's probably a better lake. Yeah, so yeah, some nice simplistic nicety about today's map. Just 1 or 2 issues. Let's start off with the good, the aesthetics. The aesthetics, it does look very nice. It does look very nice indeed. Any map that looks nice makes you want to play on it, and so all credit for that, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. Detailing is there's quite a lot of good stuff to talk about on this map. There are some stuff holding it back, and I can't get to 4 stars on it. I'm going to give it a very strong, not a high, but a strong 3 stars for detail. For gameplay potential, now again, I would love to go high on this. I'm talking 4-star high, but much like earlier this week where we had a broken game because of a missing item off of the workshop, this needs Mass Transit DLC. I have to assume that you don't have Mass Transit DLC because it's not down as a requirement. If you don't have it, it's broken. Therefore, I'm going to give it 2 stars because I think a lot of you will have Mass Transit, but 2 stars. Morain by ... aka Sebastian. It's a good looking map. Let down by 1 missing item off of the workshop. And so that's basically it, really, and some encroaching trees. A little bit of glitching. Most of that we can deal with. Anyway, and over 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully you've all got Mass Transit. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. Be back on Monday with another one, and the Steam Weekly Chart Show, all the latest of the best of the workshop in tomorrow morning's show. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.